Hey, it's your girl Angela.
It's your guy Mike D.
And we are the Uncomfortable Truths Podcast, presented by NSN, live from Brown Sugar Water Studios.
We created this podcast to have unfiltered, unapologetic, and authentic conversations through the lens of a Black millennial couple.
We'll be sharing stories about everyday life while also providing insights. So kick back, grab your drink, and let's get into the uncomfortable truth. Hey babe, how you doing?
What's up, baby? I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So how is your energy today?
You know, it's Wednesday. It's a special Wednesday episode. We recording this on Wednesday. You know, went to the dentist. You know, got some tough news. Right, I try to take good care of my teeth. Floss like twice a day, brush like twice a day. You know, sometimes you still get got. So I'm just coping with, not having regret or not being like, well, why I'm floss for two times a week, brush my teeth. 2 times a week, 2 times a day.
I'm about to say,
and brush my teeth.
I don't get that yuck ass
and brush
mouth.
my teeth twice a day, just to then be like, well, it still got you. So, I'm trying to be in good spirits. I'm here with you. We potting, so I'm ready. So big pie energy.
Big pie energy. And what are you sipping on today?
A little red wine. I'm feeling sexy, so a little red wine. So I'm keeping it cool for the night.
Make sure you let them know who got you on that red wine.
Shout out to my baby. How are you feeling? How's your energy?
So I'm feeling really blessed and just really grounded. I mean, I wake up in the mornings and I'm happy. I'm excited for my day. And I'm really just in this present moment and just feeling really thankful for all that I have. I spent so many days waking up wanting to buy more and get caught up in like consumerism. Like, I need like the perfect journal so I can write like the perfect thought, or I need like the perfect pen to write the perfect story. But mind you, I wasn't writing when I was thinking about that stuff. But now it's just like, okay, I accumulated some things. Let me actually just be happy with what I have. And earlier today, I spent some time reworking a scene that I was working on for my novel, and it just like worked out fine. I was like, this is good, especially for a first draft. It doesn't have to be perfect, but what I have right now is just really good. So I'm just so thankful, just so happy to be writing. I'm just feeling really beautiful today. Not even trying to be, all conceited and stuff, but like just my writing just makes me feel so alive, and I'm just so thankful, and I'm just really confident in what the future has to bring and in what we are bringing today for this podcast.
Shout out to this podcast. So, okay, bet. Well, I love that you feeling great. What you drinking on?
I'm also sipping on some red wine. We have a box wine today from a store I don't remember, but we are working through the box, and I have a nice amount in a
box almost gone.
The box is almost gone, but it's a stem wine glass.
We on a budget, and we only
we had to cut back.
We 10 days into February, and we already close to our budget.
Did we even buy this at the beginning of February? Does this count?
Yeah, I bought it last week.
Oh man.
Yeah, I know we got cutting back.
Let me sip on this cucumber water, y'all. Let me sip on this cucumber water.
Okay, so energy is good. We got drinks. Hopefully everyone was able. Pause this right now. Go grab you a drink.
Go grab you a drink.
We got some stuff to talk about before
That's
we
me
get into that. Where is our dog daughter? Where's Lily? Is she good before we get started? We always gotta make sure Lily is check on good.
Lily. Lily's little, so Lily's actually behind us. We have updated our Brown Sugar Water Studios.
Hey, Brown Sugar. Hey, little renovations, little something.
Renovations. We moved to the second bedroom, so our dog daughter Lily is on the guest bed. Okay, go ahead and judge us. I'm gonna give you your moment to judge us, but don't nobody sleep in this bed. So the dog seems like she's happy. She's not about to be barking, and she's just having a good time licking herself. Because we know she likes to lick herself.
Yeah, I don't know when we're going to have guests. But if we do have any guests staying here, we will wash the sheets before anyone stays.
Always. And I just want to shout out Lita, because she was such a good dog today at the vet. And she didn't give anybody any problems. Like, usually I got to put a little muzzle on her because she be biting people. I'd be like, who taught taught you that, not me. So anyway, she did really good at the vet and during the trips to the vet because our dog has anxiety, like her mom. So yeah, me and Lydia were just a little team, you know, going to the vet. But I'm so proud of her for not being all shaky. Like, she was actually calm somewhat during the route.
A lot nicer to me lately.
She's been super nice. She kind of a mean dog, but she love her mom.
Yeah, I know. She love you. She look at me like I'm just a roommate here.
I got my baby, I believe 2012. So we are going strong. And I left her when I went to college, and my mama took care of her. So shout out to the grandma.
All right, perfect. So what are we talking about today?
I'm gonna do a drum roll.
Oh, you watched Drumline last weekend. Now you are doing drum rolls? What is going on?
Okay, Drumline was my favorite movie, and I thought my college experience would be like that, but then I ended up going to the whitest college ever. Like, I'm still sick. I'm not even gonna bring that energy. I rebuke you in the name.
Shout out to Nick Cannon.
But shout out to Nick Cannon.
Cannon got a show back.
He got a show back. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to his production dollars. But today we are talking about insert drum roll. This is my ASMR.
I can't believe what if only y'all could see what she was doing right now. What are we talking about, baby?
Us. Who are we and why the hell are we doing this and why now?
All right. You want to start?
Yes. So I'm going to start with who I am.
Okay.
So I am a writer, and I am working on a novel that you could put under the sci-fi category, and it is about reparations in the future. And I like to think of myself as like a seedling, and I am planting my roots and filling out the soil and other shit like that. So that's who I am. Who are you, Michael?
I go back and forth. I've been trying to go back and forth about what I want to say for this answer, right? Do I want to say podcaster? Or do I want to say engineer?
Titles, man.
Right? Are both true? Yes. Does one pay the bills? Absolutely. Does one cost money? As of now, yes.
Investment.
But when I wake up in the morning, my energy, the way I get dressed, the way I listen to music, the way I do whatever I do, I feel like I am a podcaster, but I just design cars in my spare time to pay bills. So I guess I would say I am a podcaster. Right? We have this show. We think it's a sports show. I'm a huge sports fan.
Let's go Bills.
Exactly. Overdue bills. Get your merch now. Right. That's who I am. I am not super creative, but I respect creators. Right. It's funny. My brother Marcus always talk about. I'm the guy wearing the suit. Right. I am the numbers guy. I am the financials guy. I am the analytics. But I've been stepping into this new role of actually creating, and it's kind of scary. But being an engineer and designing cars kind of forced me to think outside the box anyways. Mm-hmm. So that's why I say I struggle about which, chicken or the egg type of thing. Mm-hmm. But for the purpose of this, I am a podcaster. So that's who I am. Shout out to me.
And you are my love.
Hey. I heard it here first. All right. So we talked about us individually. What about as a couple? How long we've been together? We'll let people know a little insight on us.
We're going on 3 years.
Why are you smiling so hard?
Because I'm just so happy to talk about us.
All right, go ahead.
Because I love us. We're going on 3 years in August. September.
You making up months? Oh.
I looked at you and I thought of our birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Freudian slip. I was just thinking about happy moments with you and like how beautiful your birthday was. Yeah. But my mind said, girl, it's September, but you going to go ahead and say August. So I said August.
Okay.
So my mistake,
I'll give you a pass for that.
Thank you for giving me a pass. Hopefully our listeners give us a pass too. So yeah, it'll be 3 years in August, and we met on a dating app. We're going to save that for another episode, so you got to listen on how we met. But I'll just say 3 things when I saw Mike's picture on this app. I saw a beautiful smile. Just a handsome man.
Hopefully, that's why I'm all worried about my teeth.
I saw Hennessy. You know, hen dog.
That's how that dog.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
know how I get down. That's the podcaster in me.
And I saw a boat. And I said,
got her with
let
the
me
boat.
find out.
Shout out to Dirk. Got her with the boat.
I did not know it was Dirk's boat at the time, but I said, let me find out. This man has a beautiful smile. He drink Henny. I drink Henny at the time, you know what I'm saying? And we can be on the boat together. So that's what I thought. Anything you want to add, baby?
Yeah, we've been together. It'll be 3 years, September 14th. Right. It's been a journey that I think we both needed, right? Individually and as like just a person being with another person. Yeah. Right. We both got stuff in our past that we were dealing with, and we were able to work that out while still, becoming better people, while helping each other become like we had like so many different roles we were doing.
Yeah.
And at first it was tougher because we was trying to get adjusted to being with somebody. But then once we got adjusted,
that was the alarm for the dog. I am so sorry.
Oh, they're all good.
She has dog medicine.
Once we got adjusted, once we got our flow going, we was able to see a difference and just see how far we done came. So yeah, I'm proud of us too. Yeah. So, it's been 3 years in September. Why are we just now doing this now then?
Well, I want to say that the pandemic, while it is still deadly and it's out there, ravaging our communities. We both lost family members to it.
Rest in peace to everybody we lost.
Yes, rest in
everybody
peace.
Everybody that our listeners lost too. We start thinking about everybody every day.
Yes. Just want to have a moment of silence for them. Okay. So this pandemic, I moved in with Mike.
Hey.
And that has been a journey in our relationship, but I think in the beauty of just having all this time that we spent together in the house while it was stress, I would say it brought out the most beautiful parts of us and the ugliest parts of us. And we really got to see each other in that light. And during the pandemic, I allowed Mike to see me in a new light, a light that I was not willing to share with anybody. And this light of me being a writer and wanting to write, not the Black woman in corporate who always complains about her white culture vulture coworkers. Like that's not me. Me is who I am now and me creating. So I want to say that the pandemic just brought out a lot of stuff. And I've been through a bad to worse work situation that was so draining. I mean, talk about just being gaslit as like a Black woman, just 24/7. And I just remember one day asking the creator to bring me something, bring me a challenge that will make me become who I'm supposed to be. And he brought that to me. And luckily, Mike was there to support me. And I learned also how to support him better. Learn how to be a better human, a better woman, and a better artist by not stifling what I was meant to do. So, yeah, choosing my health has been like the best thing that I've done. And it's just made me a better writer today. Anything you want to add?
Yeah, I'll add something to while we're doing this. But first, I want to go back to you talking about you moving into the pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
Into the house during the pandemic and how it's been. It's funny because, Facebook always show us our memories, right? And last February, GM, who my company I work for, they put on a Black History program. It sucks. They're not having it this year, or it's virtual, I guess. But, right, it was pictures of us, and we was all dressed up. We just we got locks, I think, in November.
Mm-hmm.
So it's February, like 4 months of having locks. You know, we stood in our, I was in my ugly stage.
I was wearing ugly heels that hurt my feet, and I hate wearing heels.
Yeah, I had a nice blazer on. Like,
you was looking good.
We both were looking good, looking great.
I had a flat tummy, like I was drinking flat tummy tea.
Like, who was the musical artist? Not SWV, not Escape. Was it Escape?
Oh, no. They have a song. I'm not going to sing. I'm not going to embarrass myself.
Look it up. You can look it up. But we can find out. But, right, it was a great time, great event. Food was decent. We was around all black people. And it's funny because once we seen the picture, we both said, yo, I do not want to go back to last February.
Yeah, I didn't know who I was last February. I felt so lost.
Like, we felt... Now we look back on it, we were lost together. Like, that's kind of weird to say, but we were lost together. Yeah, and like now we look back at it a year later, like, yo, what were we doing?
I was wearing a dress that I can't fit no more. Shout out to this pandemic weight.
That pandemic 15.
But yeah, I mean, when I think back to that time, I was just like, I never would have imagined that a year later we would be here recording, talking about us and why we started this podcast. But like I said, like this time, really all this pressure just really helped us to like cook something up, and this is like what we have cooked up. And for so long I felt like we just seen everybody else, or just not everybody else, but just some people just doing what we wanted to do. And I think after a while we said, all right, why can't it be us? Why can't it be now? Why can't we do this? For no other reason than that we're doing this. So that's why I say that we're doing this now. We're creating this podcast now. Right?
Because it's just not about us and our mental health and finally doing what we want to do, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. But also during the pandemic, I listened to a lot more podcasts. You listened to a lot more podcasts. Mm-hmm. And that kind of helped us get through a lot of these times.
Yeah.
And I think, we both have a voice, I think, that can be heard. Not to sound cocky or anything.
I mean, people told me that numerous times.
No, so. I told you early in our relationship, you're a star, you're hilarious, you're funny. Everybody say that, right? So I think we can be entertaining, and helpful on talking about topics, giving people some insight about what's going on. Yeah. I feel like we have a lot that we can say, and we could push the culture forward in a good way.
Yeah.
So absolutely. I think that's why. Besides us, being better humans mentally, emotionally and everything, I think just being able to help people and just we might actually be really good at this. So let's do it and make some money. Because I still want to make money. Like, I want to be happy. I want to be holistically healthy and whole. I want some coin too. So hopefully we make some money off of this. But that's why I say I'm the guy wearing the suit. It's great to be creative. At the end of the day, it's like, all right, where the dollars at? So that's for me.
I'm here for the experience. And Mike, I just want to say I seen you record your first episode. It wasn't a podcast that you created, but you joined on to a friend's podcast. Yep. And just seeing you, take a step and take a risk and talk about sports. And then they asked you to come back. And then you came back after that. And then next thing I know, you're like, hey, babe, I'm about to start this network. I'm about to do this. And we're about to have all these shows. And I'm like, okay, cool. But, just seeing you in those early stages with the pink beats on.
I still wear the beats. Shout out to the beats.
Shout out to they're not roots. Sponsoring us. So shout out to whatever. All right. So all that to say, the pod energy has just been big. And, I just want to applaud you for taking your first steps and then even approaching me back in the summer and asking me if I wanted to have a podcast. And I had an idea. It didn't
she shut me down.
I did shut Mike down because
you're like, podcast? You're like, why would I podcast?
Hold on. But then I thought about a podcast, but then I realized that for me to get content for this podcast, I would have to do more work than what I was willing to do. Because I wanted to write more than I wanted to read a book. Yeah. So it just wasn't a good fit, but I tried it. I still have that episode on my laptop. I can still listen to it, and you were part of that episode. And at the end of it, we were both like, I was like, Mike, I don't think this is for me right now. So in a way, I'm happy that I waited, because I feel like I was nurturing this energy that we are both hearing today, and our listeners will hear when we launch this.
Yeah. I think timing is everything. I think we don't have to rush stuff. I think you do want to be in a good mindset when you do start something. You just don't start it just because you feel like you have to. Make sure that once you start it, right, you set up for success. So, let's talk about 2021 versus 2020 because, right, 2020, like, what is there to say? I think everything pretty much been said by everybody about it. But, we just had a moment of silence for a lot of people we lost, right? A lot of my white counterparts from work and just seeing my friends, they didn't deal with the amount of loss that I've dealt with by myself, then combined with your loss, right? Because we are a couple. Your loss is my loss is yours. So put that together, they just couldn't believe what I was going through. Like, even at work,
It was surreal.
my boss in my review said, like, yo, Mike dealt with some shit this year with COVID, and he still came through. So I think that was noticed, right? But we don't got to talk about that because a lot of people did have things. Let's talk about 2021 versus 2020. Like, what's one thing you looking for to be different?
Being present.
Okay.
I felt like in the past years, I spent so much time focusing on the past and focusing on the future that I forgot to be in the present, which is like what I'm experiencing right now is the most tangible thing that I can lay my eyes on, that I can feel, breathe, see, think, all the senses fully immersed. So I am looking forward to just being more present and being grateful, just carrying the energy that I started with the podcast with today, and like really just having that now. And I read a beautiful poem by Rupi Kaur, I think that's how you pronounce her name, in her new poem book called Homebody, and she talks about anxiety and depression, and I struggle with both. So to even like take a risk and take a chance on like a podcast and being a creator, and that being who I am and that being what I do, because I'm believing less and less in titles. So in 2021, I'm really just like unlearning a lot of things that did me damage in the past, and honestly brought me to my knees to the point where I didn't think I would see the next day. I didn't know if I could make it to work the next day, because I was stifling myself to the point where I didn't recognize myself. Which is why last February, I know her, but she's not me. I mean, but we are us, but I'm me now, So in 2021, like I said, I'm looking forward to just being in the present and just letting people along with us on our journey and just really enjoying life. I went to the big school and had the good paying job and all this other stuff, but I wasn't happy. So I'm just looking forward to be happy, because I know what it looks like for life to be cut short.
Okay. Wow.
So what are you looking for?
For me, and it looked like Lily.
Hold on, I gotta get the dog. The dog is about to jump off.
I think she's about to jump off the bed, so we gotta make sure she's good before we have some incident here.
All right, I have the dog down.
So, for me is like one thing that I always talk about is me. If I wasn't an engineer, if I wasn't doing podcasting, right? If I wasn't even doing refereeing, I do ref basketball, I would have been a coach, because I like seeing people succeed and helping others succeed. So my 2021 is going to involve a lot of that, right? I kind of was pushing you to, hey, do this,
pushing
do
me
this.
Pushing you to just do everything.
I'm pushing a lot of my friends to, bro, just do it.
Yeah.
So my 2021 is just going to be encouraging people to just do it, because that's one thing that I've noticed in 2020 was that, this always said tomorrow is not promised, right?
Yeah.
But that's just something people say. It's like, what, carpe diem? seeds. All right, hey, you go get your carpe diem, and y'all haven't seized the day since.
That sounds real European. I'm
just saying, it's just something that people say. Oh, tomorrow's not promised, but until life shut down and you are alone with your thoughts, you don't even realize how you've been living a lie. So that for me, that's what I'm looking. I'm trying to get people to live their truth. Stop going to this 9 to 5 job that you hate when you want to be a photographer. Just be a photographer, bro. Like, or sis, figure it out. Like, we are figuring out how we are going to do what we want to do in 2021. We just not settling for whatever they tell us we need to do.
Come on, not settling for none of that.
That's what I'm looking for in 2021. If you need some push, you need some encouragement, holla at me. I'm encouraging people all 2021.
You can holla at me too. I like to do encouragement through storytelling. And I realized that that's what I have been doing when I connect with really close friends of mine in a very intimate space. I'm not like a Reiki healer or anything, but just sharing my story and what I've been through, and also sharing my story with you, Mike. I feel like that's how we make each other better. Like that first moment when I decided to be completely vulnerable, because I realized I was hiding. Remember July? It was an emotional night.
We both were hiding. Now that night, we're going to talk about that night.
Ooh,
for sure. We'll
okay.
talk to that.
That's going to be on Patreon. Y'all going to have to pay for that.
I like to pay for that.
Y'all going to have to
Cash
pay for that. Y'all going to have to.
Mikey D716.
Hold on. Y'all have to buy me some coffee. I got a whole website set up. But, I feel like that's how our relationship has, like, evolved to be as beautiful as it is now. So I'm just looking forward to just building with you, and I feel like this podcast is a stepping stone in us building. I listen to a lot of podcasts, but I don't listen to too many couples who are doing what we're doing. So I'm truly excited to see what we have to offer.
All right, well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about what is our wildest dreams, or what is your wildest dreams for us as a couple.
That is a really deep question. I'm about to treat this like an interview and ask for a couple more minutes. And
can I come back to that? Ooh, that's a great question.
Can you come back to me?
Can you repeat that one?
What you all don't see is that I have like my notes.
No, you don't gotta show them how the pasta made.
I'm a writer, so I always have notes. Okay, take notes on everything. But our wildest dreams for
us as a couple.
Woo, I would love for us to always be happy with what we're doing. At the same time, creating wealth to pass down to the next generation, because we know the importance of wealth in a capitalist society.
Yeah, so we're doing.
I truly feel like if I had more wealth, I would not have put myself through such deadly situations where I literally was killing my soul. I would have gave myself more permission. I would have took more risk. I wouldn't try to be as safe. So for the next generation, for our babies, because they gonna be funny. I can't wait to meet them. Okay, but just for them to know the uncomfortable truth about life, but also just to be authentic in what they do.
Okay.
And to lead by example in our household. So that's my wild dream for us. And individually for me, be a best-selling author, you know what I'm saying, with my sci-fi or erotica or romance type books.
OnlyFans, hit her up.
OnlyFans. But also, independent booksellers and Amazon. So, what about you, babe?
Right. I just talked about being a money guy, and you talked about capitalism. Mm-hmm. And right, to me, like, almost wealth is almost freedom. And I only say that because you saw, like, the middle class and up, a lot of those people, were able to work from home.
Yep.
Were able to work from home and not have to deal with stuff versus the essential workers. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to essential workers out there. Mm-hmm. Have to go out there and put their life on the line for us every day. Yeah. Right. But then, like, the richest of the rich was able to, like, just chill. Like they didn't care. They didn't care at all. Like
Life didn't really change for them.
They was
just
chilling.
Some of them made more money.
They made billions. Elon Musk just passed Bezos. Like that's crazy to me. So right, but I don't need that type of money. I don't need fame. But it was one week. I think in July. It was sometime you and I both were off for like a week. I think you took off for a week, and I was already off for a week, and we just did what we wanted for a week. It was like the best week I had of 2020. One of the best weeks I had of 2020 because we were literally able to wake up and do what we wanted. Mm-hmm. I want to get to a place where I can do that, right? If I got a podcast, like, we got to do a show for this. We got to do a show for Ridiculous the Sports Show. That's fine. But every day waking up at 6 o'clock to go punch a clock, quote unquote, because I work from home. To me, I don't want to do that. So if we could get to a place where we can just wake up and decide, hey, babe, what do you want to do today? To me, that's exciting. And that's what I want to get to one day, whether we hit the lotto, whether this podcast blow up, whatever the case may be, we come into some money. I want to be able to just be free and decide, what do I want to do today? And not have, 15 meetings on my schedule, talking about the lift gate, the new Cadillac. I'm like,
can you say that on the potty?
Yeah, I mean, I can say that.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, if I don't want to talk about the Cadillac or a Chevy today, I'm not doing it. But right now, I don't have that option. Mm-hmm. So I want to decide what I'm going to do every day. And that is our dreams for us, is to get to a place where we decide, if Jay-Z and Beyonce want to wake up one day and say, I'm never making another song a day in my life, they can do that. I can't wake up and say, I'm never going to design another car, because then we're going to be out on the street. We're going to be poor. I'm going to student loans. We're going to be coming.
I'm going to have to start my OnlyFans.
They're going to repo my car.
I'm going to have to really write that around and have my OnlyFans.
So that's what I want us to get to. And if this podcast help us get there, then, man, shout out to Uncomfortable Truth.
Yes.
So we talked about the uncomfortable truth. I just mentioned the uncomfortable truth. What is the uncomfortable truth in this episode, right? We call ourselves Uncomfortable Truths. People come in here and talk about the uncomfortable truths. What is the uncomfortable truth that you want to say during this episode for people?
Well, I can answer this.
Okay.
Have my little finger up.
I got the finger up. The church finger?
Yes, I did. So the uncomfortable truth I want to share with our listeners today is that believing in yourself is easy to say but hard to do.
Okay.
I'm not even going to expound on that. I'm just going to say it again. Believing in yourself is easier to say but hard to do.
What's understood don't need to be explained.
Yeah.
And I think for me, I like what you said there. That was nice. I think for me, the uncomfortable truth is us. I think we are the uncomfortable truth. And I say that from this standpoint.
Wow.
I say that from this standpoint. Think about it. No, if you honestly think about it, look at us. Right? You, like me, our story, my story is different than your story in high school. Yeah. You was always an academic. I didn't say I could care less.
I'm still a nerd.
Right? Me and my boys, you hear us talking about the stuff I did when I was 17, 18. Like I was out here wilding. Like I was wilding. And then, but at some point I got it together, went to college, got a mechanical engineering degree, worked for Chrysler, worked for GM. Right, you went to Pt.1. Obviously, you're not saying the school you went to. I'm not saying the
name because I still have some qualms with that place. A very
prestigious college, got a degree, right? We did everything that we were told we needed to do to be successful. We did everything,
I ran out of wine.
I had drink some of mine, right? I'm about to get tripping. So we did everything. We checked the boxes. Like we in grad school. Like we had jobs. Interview well. Whatever. Older people told us that we needed to do.
Whatever white people told us to do.
Even older black people say, hey, once you graduate, you're gonna be good. Once you get that job, hey, everything's gonna be fine. And it's not true. Like once you graduate, once you get a job and making some money, that does not mean that you're okay. And I think we need to start doing a better job at preparing our people for when they do get out there and things are not okay. Then what?
Ooh, that's a whole nother episode, boo boo.
So I think us, the fact that we are doing this because of what we deal with at work, of what we deal with in our neighborhood, of what we deal with
in our family,
right? Mm-hmm. We are doing this because of that. And growing up, I would have thought, growing up, me and Nash were just talking, growing up, we just wanted to be middle class. If I get me a middle class job in a middle class neighborhood, and middle class wife, and middle class,
you want to make me cry.
I'm just saying, like, we need to do a better job. And the pandemic showed me, like, yo, no, everything is not good. Everything is not okay. Check on your most successful friends. Check on your least successful friends, right? Everybody is tough right now.
Yep.
So I think for this episode, I think the comfortable truth is us. And I don't think just getting a job, getting an education solves all your problems.
It definitely don't.
So even though we thought that at one point, I'm like, man, I'm at UB. I mean, I'm about to graduate, man. I'm about to get me a job. I'm good. I mean, I'm about to move to Indiana. I'm about to move to Detroit. I'm about to move here.
He ain't know he was gonna meet
I'm about to get this car. I'm about to get these shoes. I'm about to get these sneakers. I'm about to go on this date. Oh, life is not great, man. Life is fine. Life is good. Like, I'm not here to complain.
All the basic needs are met
in the present.
Right.
But it's more out there for everybody, and just don't think going to school and getting an education is going to make life all peachy. You still have to keep making it what you want it to be, and just always remember that.
I mean, I don't want to say you sound too preachy, but I felt the message.
Yeah, the spirit.
I felt
the Holy Ghost.
I did. Mike was raised in church.
Amen. Hallelujah.
That could be a whole nother episode. I'm just getting episode ideas while you're talking, but thank you for sharing that. You know, I never thought about us actually, you know, being what the name of our podcast stood for, but now that I think about it, that's all I ever been since I've been like 10 years old. Like, my mama told me, see, at my elementary school, there used to be these kids that were bullies, and they used to pick on me and my friends.
Where they at?
Oh, I know where they at.
See, they don't know we got the sticky now.
Let me get my own sticky. But I'm not about to do anything to nobody.
No,
I'm just saying, like, when it came to those bullies, and I think I used to tell my mom, and even I had a teacher tell the teachers at my elementary school that was a Christian school. I mean, don't get me started on that. Christian private school. Teachers just being so negative towards little black kids. Like, how could you? Why would you? You know, I forgot where I was going with this, because I'm just so moved by the message. But babe, where was I going with this?
Hey, you can tip jar going around. Anybody want to give me a little coin for that message? I do accept Cash App. Cash App Mikey D7.
Like, we have to take chances on ourselves, and we can't just be pawns in someone else's game, and that's just how I felt.
We were cogs in the wheel.
Yep. And when it came to me being 10 years old, because now I remember, y'all, this happens often. I don't know what's going on, but I'm accepting it as it comes. So my mother told me to just speak up for myself. And speaking up for myself, no matter how I did it, because I know how people like to tone police black woman. Okay. Yeah. It was always an uncomfortable truth that I was sharing with the other person that they had to receive, whether they were older or of a different race or of a different culture. It was always uncomfortable, but we got somewhere.
Okay.
And when I think about my undergraduate experience at that school, people today, they still tell me, I appreciate you for who you are and what you said when you said it. Like, you don't know, but you impacted me so much. I just had someone send a message like that the other day. So
very moving message.
I took a screenshot. Shout out to you. You know who you are. But, you know, I like I said, I'm feeling blessed. I'm also feeling moved by this episode. I didn't know how moved I was going to be. By the end, you know, our wine is gone. But I think these are the uncomfortable truths that we have to to share with you all today.
All right, we got so before we get out of here, Lily is asleep. Our wine is gone. Do we have anything to say before we get out of here? You got anything else you want to say to the people before we get out of here? Y'all good?
I mean, let us know how you liking our episodes. Rate and subscribe.
Please.
Give us some feedback. We're new to this thing. Well, I'm new to this thing. But yeah, let us know what you're thinking, and we'll keep doing our thing.
Yeah. Comment on any of the posts, anything. Hit us up. Right, DM if you want to DM us. If you got our number, text us like, "Hey, I love this episode. Hey, I don't like this episode." Whatever feedback you have, we accept it. We appreciate everybody for listening. All right, babe, let's get out of here.
But before we go, always remember, it's better to be woke by the uncomfortable truth than rot to sleep with a bed of lies. Talk to you all next week.